Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Howson and McKola, Uncensored. Back together again. It's good, this, isn't it?
So United got a new signing this week, which we're not getting.
We're not excited about.
I mean,
he's only
played in the Portuguese
Odion, IGHALO'S. Is that the tune? Is that
Maybe.
what we're doing?
There'll be something today, won't there? I imagine.
I want Old Trafford to be this colour. It has to happen.
It was the best kit, wasn't it, at the World Cup?
It's the best kit of all time.
I don't know about that.
And now we've got the Nigerian R9.
First Nigerian player we've had.
We signed John Obi Mikel.
Yeah, and
Never
sold him
played
again
for
in
us.
the afternoon.
Wow. After he got kidnapped, gun put to his head, all that stuff. Allegedly.
All right,
That's what he said at the time. Do you remember? It was like he disappeared and there was loads of excuses because he come from Lyn Oslo, was it?
Yeah.
In Norway. We had the pictures of him signing.
He had a press conference there. No one
Yeah.
ever does that. That's weird.
In the United shirt.
Yeah.
But I think he was saying goodbye to them.
Weird, though.
And then, it all gangsters getting involved.
I don't think it's the
getting
first
made.
player we've had with Nigerian descent, though, but it is the first player that is Nigerian.
Do you know who it is? Who could have declared for Nigeria?
Who?
This is thanks to our kid. I saw it on a thread that he did. Paul McGrath.
Really?
I believe so. If our kid is correct, Paul McGrath could have represented Nigeria and Ireland. And I'm guessing England, but no.
Why England?
I don't know.
Mate, have you heard him speak?
True, he is very Irish.
He's turbo Irish.
He'd be angry that I said that. He could represent England.
Yeah, because I don't think he
It's
could.
anything like my Irish family.
Because I think that's wholly inaccurate.
Yeah. So transfer window, eh? 2 signings. I thought we'd get 0.
Yeah, the moving on with Rojo, unnecessary, I'd say. But if it's freeing up wages going forward, probably a good thing.
I'm sad.
I'm sad. I think the fact that the guy was in the away end at the derby sums the guy up, doesn't it?
Apparently at Liverpool as well.
Yeah, he's frequently in the away end, loads of times.
What a man. What a hero. What a legend. I think it's safe to say. Quite possibly the greatest Argentinian to ever play for Man United. I know we had Gabby Hines, Carlos Tevez. After that sign that he put up about Fergie, I think he loses that status. Better than Angel Di Maria for United? Yep. Can you believe he never got sent off?
No. You see those highlights of his tackles going around as well? It's mad that he never got sent off. It is mad that
I love his clashes with Costa.
Yeah, because that was 2 dudes not backing down that, innit?
And you could tell Rojo went onto the pitch like, I'm going to wind him up. He thinks he's going to wind me up, but I'm going to wind him up today.
Character in it.
Yeah. And
There's not enough character in the league.
Gone back to Argentina. He's going to love that. The atmosphere in that there.
Hang on. Was he not pictured at the Estudiantes ground 2-3 weeks ago?
In a PSG set?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder if he was setting it up then. It wasn't just like a random holiday like we thought it was to go back.
Do you think we could get them done for tapping up then?
No, because even like we'd agreed personal terms.
To be fair, it's a loan
3
deal.
weeks prior to getting Bruno Fernandes over the line. The tapping up thing, you don't necessarily have to have the full agreement with the club to begin talking to the player. You ask for permission to talk to the club. They can accept or deny that permission. But if you are in the middle of negotiations, do you mind if we start talking to your player? Look, we're thinking of bidding this. If they go, well, that's not in the ballpark, but you can start talking to the player if you want. I think that's probably how it went down with him. And it's very likely how that went down with Estudiantes. They was probably like, do you mind if we,
have a chat?
Yeah, have a chat with Rojo, thinking about bringing him.
Because we were going to let him go. Wasn't he close to joining Everton? In the other window? Remember, he was at Finch Farm on the last day and then it didn't happen. So it's always been clear that he could go. I just thought there was a period of time this season where he did all right.
This time last
and
year.
I'd rather him play than, I know he scored the other week, Phil Jones, but I'd rather him play than Phil Jones.
His agent's someone that I know, and he was saying he
football
tries
friends.
Loads of them. He was trying not to speak to him in the January window last year. He goes, because he's just off his head. And he would like, anytime I speak to him, be like, do you reckon you can get me a move to Real Madrid?
To be fair, they've signed like Julian Faubert, Thomas Gravison over the years.
It's not the craziest.
They could do worse than Marcus Rojo. And when Sergio Ramos
funny, though,
needs a rest from boiling piss and winding people up, who better to bring in?
That is your perfect replacement, Sergio Ramos. Yeah. Just don't let me.
I love all the people in the comments that are currently getting angry at us comparing the two.
Not comparing him, saying there's a replacement for him. Look, like the way that we signed Igalo. Is anyone sitting here going? I mean, they might be saying that Igalo's probably the greatest player ever. No, but you're saying this
probably.
is a guy. Look at this.
Could
facts,
be.
Right? He had a belt in 2016 season here, and then he was offered 300 grand a week to go and play in China. Do you know who earns 300 grand a week? About 10 players worldwide. That's crazy numbers for Igalo, who's a average Premier League player, probably decent Premier League striker.
Him and Deeney was pretty good together.
But let's not get giddy. Let's say he's a decent Premier League level striker, right?
Yeah.
Who's paying decent Premier League strikers 300 bills a week? Doesn't happen. So I can almost.
Oscar's getting like 400 grand a week.
So I can almost go, yeah, fair play. And he looks like he's kept himself in shape. Looks in fantastic nick.
It's a dream move for him as well, which is always nice.
And this is the key. This is what I was getting to. So he was on 300 bags a week, and United gone, pay you 100. And he's gone sound. Now that tells me a lot.
But I still think Shanghai are paying the other 200.
Maybe.
I don't think he's had a wage cut here.
Maybe.
I think we're just paying 100.
Well, we paid a loan fee, haven't we? Which is
as well.
Which similar.
I think the loan fee and the 100 grand per week covers his wages for that 6 months. I think because the Chinese Super League teams are in a position now where their league's going to get postponed because of the coronavirus outbreak. With the league getting postponed, they're going to be paying wages to players that can't stay in China, probably can't.
They've also
play.
said
so they may as well get rid of them off the wage bill.
Limited how much people can earn, haven't they?
They have, yeah, from their next renewal contract renewal. So the players that are on big contracts will still earn that. But if they were new, the time to bounce is very, very soon. The Odion Igalo one, we have to look at it two ways, and I think that's why it's easy to get caught in that. Oh my God, this is a disastrous deal, because you look at it. He's 30 years old. His record in China has been okay, 1-2, but you can't really judge him off that. He's coming in and he's completely different to anything that we've got. We're not paying massive money up front. We're not paying anything really. It's a loan move. What have we got to lose? He could actually prove, if we didn't sign him, we're in more danger of the season falling apart than having him there.
Actual player we can pick.
But where you can get angry at it is we shouldn't be in this position.
Correct.
We shouldn't be in this position where we need to sign Odion Igalo or Josh King on the last day of a transfer window. We should have replaced Lukaku. We knew Lukaku was leaving at the start of... but we knew Lukaku was leaving at the start of last summer in the transfer window. Why weren't we getting a replacement ready for him then? Because ultimately, this is where it's come down to. If we replace Lukaku, we don't need Igalo. And we didn't replace him.
And ultimately, Erling Haaland was one thing. Igalo's not in the same bracket in many senses. In terms of like Bruno Fernandes was clearly someone that we might have had an eye on last year, but never moved.
When I hear his name, I just feel like it's a little one of them.
Okay, I think he was someone we started having an eye on last year, and then was like, right, when Pogba goes, we'll bring him in, and that's his replacement. And I think we all essentially should really now be saying Pogba's going in it.
But that is a mental thing in itself, and it shows you how poorly run we are. The fact that we need a midfielder, we sign a midfielder. And actually, that's a replacement for a midfielder we've already got.
Who's about to go.
So then, we're not replacing Pogba.
So,
because it's not really a replacement for Pogba, is it?
Not really.
Because the midfielder we need. He's just going to turn out to be...
Yeah. But we haven't replaced Lukaku. We haven't replaced Sanchez, although...
Herrera.
If you listen to him, you definitely haven't replaced Herrera.
Well, you could possibly look at McTominay replaced Fellaini, Herrera was replaced by Fernandes, possibly.
No, because he's definitely Pogba's replacement.
No, but at the moment, as it stands.
Yeah, maybe.
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 You can't say he's Pogba's... Because when Pogba goes, we still need a midfielder.
We do, yeah.
So you're saying we won't get one when Pogba goes?
I don't think so. I think we've got him. I think your Haaland was your possible Lukaku replacement.
No, so hold on.
Let me finish. I'm going to try and
No, because that's a big point. You think we won't sign another midfielder in the summer?
I don't think you'll sign another player to replace Pogba in that mold.
Oh, no. So defensive midfielders, you're not writing off. And
no.
I hate the word defensive midfielder because they're just midfielders. But yeah.
No, I think the archetype of a footballer that we've got in Bruno Fernandes,
that's fine. Okay.
Right. But I think
the creative hub of the team.
I think the archetype of what Ighalo is not what they are. I mean, even though stylistically they're not that dissimilar, really, Erling Haaland and Ighalo. They're not.
Oh, this is
stylistically, purely stylistically.
Lukaku situation.
Stylistically, fuck's sake, lads.
Yes. We've done it.
In terms of style, what they bring is similar. In terms of ability, I don't think they're comparable.
We've got R9 Lukaku, might as well be Celtic, into 2.0, and now who's
all of them out of context.
Ighalo and?
Shut up. So I think that Haaland is your long-term prospect. Ighalo's clearly a short-term prospect. So I want to know, who have we got our eye on for summer then? Who is that long? Is it Dembele?
Is there a danger we get done how we got done with Solskjaer in terms of he does well over a short-term period, and we think, oh my God, this is amazing, and sign him permanently.
Do you know that happened with Kev Campbell at, was it Everton? He scored like 9 in 8 or 10 in 9, something like that, to keep Everton up one year.
Is that when he went West Brom, you mean?
Huh?
He helped keep West Brom up at one point.
I think it was Everton that he did that too. Yeah, he's done the impossible. I think they call it the Mission Impossible. He's done it twice. But yeah, he scored a crazy amount of goals in a crazy short period of time to keep Everton up one year. Then they signed him, and then I think he scored like less goals than he scored in that season, like the rest of his thing. Yeah. But I think he might have been like the last player to score a winning goal in a Liverpool derby. I don't know why I know that as a thing.
For Everton.
Yeah. Because Liverpool scored quite a few winning goals in Liverpool derbies. But yeah, I think, that you can get suckered in like that with someone. But fundamentally, do you know what we saw the other night when City pulled off Aguero, and who else did he take off?
They done what to Aguero?
Yeah.
Pulled him off?
Yeah, they pulled off Aguero in front of so many people. Well, they brought...
It's not so many people, really, is it?
Was it
It's
Bernardo?
like empty seats.
Bernardo and Aguero they took off? Was it Mahrez? Yeah, and then they put on David Silva and Gabriel
Pep loves
Jesus.
pulling off. He pulled off a lot of people.
The level of quality that you've got on the bench, and then only playing those players for 60 minutes, I think that's a massive difference going forward. When you're United, Matic is like, doesn't exist, hasn't played for months. Matic, do you fancy playing 8 games back-to-back, 3 in a week?
And because of the shit we've seen for so long, Matic looks good.
Yeah.
I
think that's what people's issue is. People go like, "Can't we play Dalot right wing?" No, you've just had no right wingers for that.
What
long.
do you think of?
He's a good right winger.
What do you think of Wan-Bissaka at right centre back and Dalot at right wing back?
I went for that today. That's what I wanted to see today. We're doing this prior to the Wolves.
Oh yeah, shit! You suggested it in the preview, didn't you? Sorry, yeah.
So I'd go for that. I'd also consider Wan-Bissaka as a defensive midfield option, but I think his ability on the ball under pressure is probably not good enough to do that. Otherwise, I'd like to see it because from a defensive point of view. Oh, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that screen in front of your defence? Just that Wan-Bissaka.
What did you make of Luke Shaw at left centre back?
No, I didn't think it was good.
I thought he did
against
okay.
City, it's okay because
against
they're
City.
in the channels. They're not going to go high. Okay, but against every other team in the league, don't want to see that. There was places where he was well out of position, and it's so many times that for a fucking defender, the basics of not checking your shoulders. And for a centre half, you've got to know where everybody is. You can't be ball watching as a centre half. In fact, you should just be player watching.
That's one thing you have to be. From my sport experience playing in defence at fullback, like switching to centre half, it's at centre half you've got to lead your line and control it. At fullback you can get away with that a bit because you're always expected to be the one that's a little bit further forward. Yeah. And when you drop into that line, but then we saw, what game was it where Maguire just played everyone on? Was it Burnley? And it's like, why are you the most experienced player dropping into your 6-yard box?
Is Maguire's down to his torn hip that he recovered from in a day?
Should he be captain?
I don't really.
Is it too much too soon for him?
Yeah, I think so. But who else?
I think he fits that kind of image of a captain and all that. But I don't think he should have got. I would have preferred to have seen De Gea get it and
I
wait.
like Madrid's thing.
Most senior
player, yeah. And that's purely on appearances.
Or whoever can beat up Ramos, which is no one.
Yeah. Do you reckon they have like a Madrid Royal Rumble?
That'd be good, that.
Like a last man standing.
It's the kind of place where you could expect it going on. The stadium looks almost like a coliseum. The fans waving their white flags and going mental at each other.
Do you know what I got invited to today? You have anyone familiar with Andy Holt on Twitter?
Go on.
He's the owner of Accrington Stanley.
Who are they?
Exactly.
Hey.
They're They've got a very outspoken owner on Twitter. He's a good follow, to be honest.
Why does the name ring a bell? I don't know him from Accrington Stanley, but I know that
probably
name from
because Sky often report on the mad shit he comes out with, because he's very outspoken and he's always got something to say, and he's got a massive bee in his bonnet about Premier League clubs and especially things like B teams and things like that. Now, from my perspective, I'd love a B team in like League One or League Two. Now, you put that out there, you've never seen the
23s are fucked, innit?
Yeah, and this is the reason.
Once you get to a certain level,
it's gash. It's gash. It does
and
nothing.
I think you're looking at Pereira as an example of someone who's stagnated at 23s.
It's too easy. It's too long.
He spent a game.
If you're
trying to
23
score corners
and you haven't made your debut at United, guess what? Cupcake. You ain't fucking making it. If you're 20 at United and you haven't made a debut, if you've not been out on loan somewhere, I got news for you, sunshine. So 23 is a piss take. United should probably self-restrict and say, we'll call it under 20s. We'll make it an under 20s for us. Or we'll bring the likes of Timbo or Bay, need a game. In you go, lad. But it needs to be changed somehow.
Why haven't we seen Bay?
Anyway, let me finish.
Sorry, go on.
So, Andy Alt was talking this morning. So
that's what we're talking about. You distracted me with Bay Bomb.
And I was like, what's the... I said, like, I'm not trying to be... I'm trying to come at this with the opposite of arrogance and stuff. From my perspective as a Premier League fan and a fan of United, I think a B team for us is a good thing. And they're like, it will destroy the league. So I'm just trying to engage people and find out what the crack is. He's actually all right.
Was this on Twitter? You can't do that on Twitter.
No, but there was, a lot of people were just like, fuck off Premier League fans. One guy was like, well, I need to get the next bit in first, but Andy was like, well, do you want to come to a match with us? Be my guest at a match. I'll introduce you to the manager, the players, and sit with me for a match.
Is that where you'll be going? Who are they?
How many times a day do you reckon he hears that joke? I reckon that's probably not a good joke.
Yeah.
So
I'll be like saying, calm down.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go in a couple of weeks. I think it might have been Lincoln when they play Lincoln. I've had a look at the fixtures, and I'm gonna take him up on his offer and go down. But after he said, like, invited me to a game, because he quote tweeted invited me, so all his fucking followers have just seen it, haven't they? Some of them was like, he's a Premier League fan, that'd be the first game he's ever been to, and first live game he's ever been to, and you're just thinking, where's this arrogance come from lower division fans?
My team's shit, so therefore I'm a better fan than you. Well, have a look. My team's shit now. Maybe I'm paying you.
You know what I mean? I watch under 18s, I watch under 23s, I watch occasional local non-league football.
But do you watch the women?
I don't watch the women, no.
You sexist, filthy pig.
Clearly.
Disgusted. How dare you? Are you subscribed to MUTV?
Yeah.
Filth.
Only because I don't know how you cancel it.
Every time you phone up the geezer at Virgin, you're like, yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I phone up Sky and kick off so much. So their leaving team, they're ninja.
I get it in pre-season. If I'm not on pre-season.
But you know what? I watch all the games here now, and we may or may not have IPTV.
That's legal, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Legal. With an IL at the start. How many goals is Odion IGHALO'S scoring this season?
Well, one of our lads apparently has had a bet with someone that he'll get at least 8. 10 a bet with somebody that will get 8.
All comps.
Like, hang on.
All
How many games is he even going to play?
I guarantee he gets more than Sanchez. And Falcao.
4. Both got 4.
Listen,
is that the benchmark?
I love you, Falcao. But it's time to really make this song get going. I want to see Nigeria shirts at Old Trafford. I want to see... And I want to hear... La, 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 la.
IGHALO fits it.
Well, Odion IGHALO isn't even on the bench.
Oh, he'll probably get a song before Pogba's got one.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad.
You
know what I find mad these days? Fred has been amazing, by the way. Player of the month this season, January. And I think a lot of his... The difference in him has been his head doesn't drop when he loses the ball anymore. So he's always looking to win the ball back. He's always looking to keep it going. And he's getting praise at the moment, rightly so. But he's getting praise at the moment for things like Pogba used to get criticised for, like losing the ball in the final third, trying to do things. And it's like, Like, Pogba was player of the season last season. I don't want to make this about Pogba again because it's a bit boring, but Pogba was player of the season last season. What a shit league that is. 3-0 after 26 minutes.
Wow.
Well, then again, it's the Bundesliga and the title race is still on there. Unlike here, where the title race is over.
Yeah, because it's fucking full of farmers here.
I never spoke to you after, obviously, I wasn't at the game. I was ill. I had coronavirus. And you weren't at the we weren't together. So, what did you make of the bittersweet victory in the derby? That's life.
That's what I thought would happen, to be honest. I said 2-1, I think, before it. Like, win the game and not go through. I think with 10 men, it was never going to happen, was it? I mean, realistically, that's such a task to go to City and do that, isn't it?
Beat them twice now.
How does that result affect? How does that tie get affected with a Pogba, a Marcus Rashford, and a McTominay, and
Bruno.
a Bruno Fernandes?
Bruno said it to Bernardo that you're lucky I wasn't playing.
I love that attitude.
He's a bastard, isn't he?
Do you see what he said about go fuck yourselves?
Yeah. I love him. He looks like
a fucking captain.
You know, I was talking about before. One of sore losers.
To be like, what? Fuck you.
Yeah, kick someone.
That's the first word out of his mouth. Fuck off.
Kick a steward on his way down the tunnel because he's been subbed early. Who did that? Rio. Was that Rio?
The real
Rio do that.
The real bit of fucking.
Was it at Stamford Bridge where he got done for?
Ever got done there?
Yeah, it was the same fat groundsman member.
Was it?
Prick. I'll see you at Stamford Bridge next week.
What do you make of this winter break shit?
What winter break?
It's just bollocks.
Oh, yeah, we got a break, haven't we? 17
all they've done
days.
is squeeze in all the games into last week.
That's rubbish.
I need a break.
How can you have a winter break in February?
We've had about, no exaggeration here, and I don't exaggerate.
Is it spring?
400 games last month.
Can't have a winter break when I'm wearing this, bruv. When Igalo, actually, it gives Igalo time to get out of quarantine to do his medical.
Apparently, there's no quarantine.
Oh.
Because it's from a
Do you remember that
province.
Ed and Eddie episode when they all had to go in quarantine?
The what episode?
Ed and Eddie. Doom, 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 doom. You don't remember Ed and Eddie? Bruv. Yeah, you was blowing stuff up at that age. That's probably why. You know what I mean? I get blamed for doing that, but he was doing that. But yeah, Ed and Eddie was great.
All right.
There's a YouTube channel. I don't know how these YouTube channels don't get shut down, by the way, that play the same cartoon, different episodes for 24 hours. They're just
live, just perfect.
live.
Madness, in it?
Did they get money off them?
Probably.
Shall we make a channel like that?
Someone's got to sit there and monitor it, because with the new things, you can put ads in the middle of live videos. Note for the watch along later, lads.
United score.
Daddy wants a new Lambo.
Bruno Fernandes' first goal. And he goes to an ad. Obviously, we can't talk about the game. And the
where Bruno scored 4 and assisted
we
3
walked
in
out
his debut.
just before he came on
Yeah.
as a sub.
Do you reckon he starts? I mean, this is great
I
now,
think
because
he
you lot are
starts.
all watching it going, you dicks.
Matic being out means he starts. I don't know. Stop. Let's not ruin the video, man. Let's talk
Why?
about something that's going to be relevant at this
Let's
time
get ourselves clipped up again.
on a Sunday or a Monday.
That's what we're on Monday.
Any other questions we got? What else happened in this last week?
Tweet us now. We'll answer. Oh.
Someone's going to do it. How much on a bet? Someone question for Uncensored.
How?
Seeing as we are on Uncensored, what is your favourite swear word?
Fuck.
Nah, that can't be a...
Of course it can. You can say probably 11 different varieties of fuck in a sentence and it makes sense.
Some great, like, Indian ones. Some great ones. I just wanted to know what your favourite swear word was.
It's the most versatile.
Okay. No, don't like
What
it.
the fuck?
Yeah.
What the... fuck you.
So much context
Fucking-
you can put into a swear word.
Yeah.
It's like the use of the word
There's a guy that keeps commenting, mate.
Benchod
Oh my God.
by Indians. Like
That's brotherfucker.
that literally means
Brotherfucker.
sister
I
fucker.
thought it
That's
was macho,
that's
that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's that. And it's like people use it at any given situation. Old man could shout it out with the whole family in the room. You're like, shit, what happened?
I had a really good, relevant point then. Where are we going on pre-season, for fuck's sake? India's
It's
meant to be one
America,
of the
isn't
places
it?
we're supposed
I'd
to go.
love to go India. I've got 2 India shirts, thanks to Aditya Reds. Sent me that out. But yeah, we should... I would love it in pre-season. I would love football to be proper big in India. Look at this idiot. This idiot, innit, is the one that messed everything up, innit?
That's the one, yeah.
And he's messed everything up again now, innit? So we had to double edit a video because of this prick.
Nope.
Now we're going to have to triple edit the same video.
And he's a Chelsea fan.
Absolute prick. Should have put the sign out.
What are you talking about?
What are you on
Listen,
about?
no one's talking to you.
We just signed the Nigerian R9.
Yeah. He said that, remember?
Hope you don't know. We should have got Troy Deeney with him. I'd have rather had Troy Deeney.
I'd have rather had
Troy Deeney's classic.
I want to know, at what point, I mean, it might turn out to be a great signing, right?
Or like your tweet said yesterday, it's either genius or what was it? Mental, yeah.
Like, I want to know at what point, like, let's say the lads are all sitting around here. They've got Footy Manager open because, let's be honest, it's the best scouting tool in the world, right?
Ollie's actually mentioned something about that in the past and it worries me.
Videos about
it genuinely worries me.
He did videos about it when he was at Molde.
Was that the one with him with a wig on?
No. He's the United boss on it. And he's like just trying out a new formation. You're kind of like, oh, that's quite funny. Is that funny? I don't know if that's funny anymore. But like, at what point?
Do you reckon he sims games the night before?
Yeah.
With certain players.
Just save that before I do it, and then there's probably a really good parody. In
Quick game without saving.
Paying attention, Joe. So with us bringing IGHALO in, at what you're Mike Phelan, I'm Solskjaer. We've got Kieran McKenna sitting over there, Carrick. Who brought him up?
Ollie, because he probably made a kickback somewhere.
Oh, do you think it was? Because I know a lot of the deals get done on the back of.
I don't want to be that sceptical of that. We have heard a lot of things like that in the past.
So
like
it's easier to get a
Tony,
deal done.
Yeah, but yeah.
When you share an
so it's like Wolves will get Jorge Mendes players a lot because. So
because if you're speaking to your agent, fucking hell, how's it going? Because he's still looking after you as your agent, even if you're the manager of Manchester United. You're all right. We're fucking dying, mate. We're trying to find a striker. IGHALO will probably come. Do you want to give him a ring? Yeah, give him a ring.
He's always wanting to play for United.
Yeah, he's a United fan, you know. Is he? I mean, is that how it came about? Because otherwise,
Ollie heard he's a United fan.
He went, "What about IGHALO?"
That means he wants to play for us.
Is he playing in fucking China? You mad? Let me Google him. And they've just watched 3.5 minutes like the rest of us have done.
I reckon they saw the fact.
Yeah, fuck it.
We could chant "lo lo lo lo," and they were like, "This is what gets Old Trafford."
But seriously,
going
how did that come about?
We've had mental loans before. Andy Gorham, emergency loan. People act like these things never happened. Sir Alex Ferguson, they do.
Yeah,
Henrik Larsson was more sexy because he was a legend.
Yeah, and obviously he'd not long been at Barcelona.
Do you reckon Twitter would have melted down at us, the prospect of us?
Yeah.
Even though we had Rooney,
he was
Ronaldo,
35
or 37.
At the time, playing in the Swedish league, which is, I think, part-time, right? Swedish.
He's a cool brother, you know.
Is it what?
He's a cool brother.
Oh, yeah, you went out there and met him, didn't you? What did he smell like?
Smelled nice. And as soon as we finished, he had some chewing tobacco. I've heard footballers love that. And I asked him, you have that? You've been having it all your career? He was like, yeah, we can because it doesn't mess up your lungs. Still fucks you up, though.
Nicotine, dude.
Yeah, but he chews on that stuff. I don't know if I should have leaked that. Is that a leak? Is that an in the know? Am I in the know?
He's coaching out there, isn't he?
Yeah, remember he was going to get the Southend job and then that fell through. I think
was
that's why he
literally
did the interview with us, probably to get a little bit of media. And he did that. And then, yeah, it fell through a week later.
I need to go and speak to Jesper Blomqvist because he runs a pizza joint.
That'd be a good video, that.
I mean, link-ups don't come more fucking perfect, do they?
Fat United fan, Jesper Blomqvist.
And me.
In the... Yeah, sounds like a good one. So, is Odion IGHALO and Bruno Fernandes the difference between us getting top 4 and this season being seen as a relative success?
We've just been watching a Chelsea game as they've just drew 2-2 with Leicester and probably should have lost, in all honesty. Remember her? Don't say her name.
I don't.
But they should have lost. If they'd have lost and we win today and beat them next week, we'd have gone above them. That's how tight it is. We just got to do our job because they're shit.
We play them soon as well, don't we? Next.
Well, I mean, like I literally said 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, sorry.
If we beat them next
you just asked me about that, and then you said don't mention it, and then my head's all over the place at the moment. But what I do know is me and you look cool as fuck. I think we're the only two that are going to say it ever. I think we've just made these shirts the worst shirts ever now. when they were originally the best shirts ever made. I got abused when I got this on when it sold out because I weren't Nigerian and I bought it.
Oh yeah, I saw some of that.
Remember that?
I tweeted something like, "Oh, I'm going to buy one of them," and people was like, "But you're not Nigerian." I was like, "Well, didn't realise I had to be." I've literally thought like
I've got
JD
a
Sports
Germany
was
shirt
selling
at
them.
home as well.
Yeah. Like for the World Cup, I bought Brazil, South Korea because I got them in the
You
sweepstakes.
bought them from the Outgate though. This is legit. I'll pay it £70.
Listen, that's why I don't fit. I got Brazil.
That's a Chinese extra large.
I got Brazil, Spain, Belgium. We got
Spain's
South Korea.
always have sexy kits.
Serbia. I got Serbia, I think. We got a Russian one. I think definitely a Russian one. In fact, go and grab us a box.
We don't want to get them shirts out right
All right,
now.
we're not doing them shirts.
But,
shit out. You're not gonna
yeah, so there we have it. We're
Germany.
going to get top 4 because of Igalo.
The
Lolololo is going to be happening.
Argentina.
It's going to be great stuff. Remember, keep it locked for more Uncensored. I know we asked for your questions last time and you probably gave loads and this time we didn't answer them, but things change very quickly. I wouldn't have thought you would have got any questions in about Igalo back then or these beautiful shirts or how great we look. So, makes sense, doesn't it? Anything you want to add?
Don't do drugs.
Okay. There you have it.
See ya.